What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like, subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to talk about Kevin Durant. Now, is it me or do it look like lately Kevin Durant has been kind of like he's been kind of like turning it up, you know? And I think that Kevin Durant is getting more and more comfortable with his new teammates early in the season, and I think also they're getting more and more comfortable with Kevin Durant. I remember early in the season, they came down to a game. It was a close game, and the guy Shangoon had the ball and kind of like waves Kevin Durant off, right? And I think that kind of that kind of didn't sit right with Kevin Durant. But throughout the season, and I think these guys playing with Kevin Durant really, they get a real taste of that. Okay, this, up close, like this is what Kevin Durant can do. And so now, it's obvious that Kevin Durant is the go-to guy. Whereas though early in the season, Kevin Durant didn't have that. He had to prove that he was the go-to guy. He couldn't just say coming into the locker room, I'm that go-to guy. He's been the one stepping up like in certain points of the game and just really taking charge, man. And so when you do things instead of saying things, man, then and you prove it, they really, they can't really do anything else but accept the fact that Kevin is that dude. And so I think that with these guys and Kevin Durant, man, I think they're going to be a very dangerous team in the playoffs. Can Kevin Durant lead these guys through the? I think he can, man. And so now I was listening to the Run It Back podcast, and they asked the same question, right? Because can Kevin Durant get these guys into the championship? And so what I want to do is I want to play the audio from the Run It Back podcast. Then I want to come back and give my reaction.
Another game we had last night. This was an interesting one. A 19-point deficit is what Houston had to overcome. Kevin Durant with 40 and 8. Reed Shepard pointing off the bench. Desmond Bain with 30. Paolo Banchero, we can talk about that in a second here. He finished with 19, 9, and 8. But it's the 19-point deficit in the second half that's obviously the big story. And the fact that those two guys, Durant and Shepard, were a huge part of that. It's interesting.
Yeah, Kevin Durant really went off, man. And see, that's what I'm saying. Shangoon didn't have a particularly good night, and what's the guy named Ahmad? I don't know, like one of the Thompson boys. I don't know if that's Amin Thomas. Amin Thomas. He didn't really have they had solid games, man, but they didn't really, it was all about Kevin Durant.
To me, and I wonder what you think. Obviously, you don't ever have to want to overcome a deficit like that, but it's the playmaking, the scoring that seems to be, Lou, where Houston's going to run in some real issues come playoffs.
Yeah, but I think they got the guys to do it. It's just a matter of doing it on a consistent basis. And I love the fact that Kevin Durant put his foot down last night and he had another one of those moments. Y'all know who I am, right? I'm Kevin Durant. And I love the fact that he's there. Now, putting a lot of that pressure on an older guy, sure, I like that because that's precisely why you go out and go get a Kevin Durant. You go get him to put pressure on other teams. You go get him to go and win you basketball games like this. Now you need your other guys to step in and fill in the gaps. We knew that this team was going to have a different identity when Fred VanVleet went out. Now you have Reed Shepard and he's doing his thing, but you just need more consistency from your supporting cast and the other guys. I think Kevin Durant is going to be fine. I think Sengun is going to be fine. Reed Shepard is going to be fine. Now, outside of that, who's going to give you something else? Is it going to be Thompson? Is it going to be some of these other guys? That's the part that you need to understand and go out and figure out if you're the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, I think they had Omaha at the line, right, once Fred got hurt. Like, they have Thompson, who's started off the point guard. Like, it changed everything. It changed their entire style. It changed their entire rotation. Like, it changed everything. And obviously, Thompson started off the season as point guard, and he still plays a lot of that. And it's not his natural position. But he's done a very good job at getting his team in offense, taking care of the ball, just being athletic while still handling an offense. Reed Shepard is a point guard.
But see, I like Thompson at the point guard because he's a big dude, he's athletic, and he could defend. That's what's gonna make Houston so dangerous, man, in the playoffs. And Reed Shepherd is, I like Reed Shepherd too, but he's a smaller guy and can't defend as well, right? And when the playoffs come, defense is what help you to advance in the playoffs. So I like it. As long as he's protecting that basketball and he's defending on the other end, they're gonna be a tough out, man. That's why this West, the West is just so tough.
He's more of that scoring threat, shooter, setting guys up.
He needs somebody to set the table for him.
Exactly. He's almost a two guard. And by the way, I think he was my most improved pick. He was my rookie of the year pick last year.
Yep.
And he went from
Are you coming back now?
I like you for more.
He went from 4 points to 12 points.
Okay.
Like he should be in the running too. I know we talk about AJ Mitchell and a lot of other guys, but this kid's having a great year. Obviously, that's with more opportunity with Fred out. And the team is missing kind of that setup guy, but they are so talented.
No, they got setup guys. They need somebody to make plays.
Yeah, like they need a point guard.
They need somebody, like you just said, Thompson has done a solid job of getting them in their offense. Reed has done a solid job of getting them in that offense. You need somebody to break the defense down and be able to kick out or get in the lanes and do things and make this game speed up and take a little pressure off of your marquee guys, And so sometimes they play a little slow and they get behind the 8 ball, and that's how you create these deficits like last night, because you're playing too slow. You need somebody to be able to break the defense down and create on the fly, and they just don't have that dynamic guy.
Yeah, like a Darius Garland, I feel like would have been great for them. Like
right.
Someone like that can, like Lou just said, that can make it easier for everyone else while being able to attack. And again, Reed's doing a great job. See, they're 7-2 when he scores 18 points in the game. So Udoka wants him to be, aggressive. Because he can't just be Kevin Durant, his age, and Sengun. Also, we haven't even talked about him. Like, think about how talented this team is offensively. You can play through the big. You can ISO KD. You can play fast. Jabari Smith's having a great year. Thompson is so athletic at the one position where they can hurt you in so many different ways. They're just missing something in the playoffs. When it's slowed down, they need someone to kind of set the table. And obviously that usually is Fred. And I think they'll get by it just on sheer athleticism and length and talent, but they are missing something.
Missing a little.
I mean, I think a lot of teams are missing like that point guard, like those. You can have a point guard, but that don't necessarily mean that point guard is going to be the guy that's going to set the table for you, right? That they got the point guard that they have. That's why he's not able to. You got to put Thomas out there as the point guard, because that is a lost art. Those point guards who run your team, and set the table for you. That's a lost art, And then on top of that, when things slow down, they're able to get and create their own shot. I like the fact that Ime Udoka got this guy Thompson at the point, because he'll have a better chance of getting his shot in those type of situations than the other guard that they have. They just said his name. I forgot his name that fast though, but he's just not as big and as athletic as Thomas. So I think it's good coaching on the part of Ime Udoka, just making do with what you have as a coach, man, and making the best situation out of what you have. Anytime they have like, and the thing about it is, anytime they have like a down period where they're not really scoring like they want to, you can always go to Kevin Durant, you can always go to Sengun, and then Thomas, he could just feed off of them. Or the other guy that can shoot. So I think as long as they play defense, I like the way they are constructed as a team. I think they're gonna be dangerous. They're gonna be dangerous. And in a close game, I pick Kevin Durant because he can score on anybody at any time. Like, if they can keep the game close, man, it's, which I think they can because of their defense. I just like the Houston Rockets, man. I think they're gonna be dangerous, very dangerous.
A vital piece.
Little sauce, little crunk juice.
Oh. Did it work? Did the pen work?
I know. I don't know if we want that now.
Why are the Starbucks cups so cool?
They're so cool. They're like vintage.
Don't
looking.
Get distracted.
Yeah, what are you doing? They're not even a sponsor. 40-point night for Kevin Durant means now that he's a sixth player ever to reach the 32,000-point marker, and he's tied with Kobe in 30-point games.
Sheesh.
It's kind of awesome. And look, there's a pretty decent class of 35 and over dudes that are still active active at the moment. So I'm wondering if you look at that list, guys.
Sorry.
No, excuse you. If you look at that list, is he aging the best game-wise?
I think his game was just always tailored for him to be able to play and have longevity like that. His size, his length, and just being able to get to his spots. Like Kevin Durant doesn't have to work hard to get a bucket, right? And because of that, he's able to play at his own pace. He's able to do things. He doesn't have to create a bunch off the dribble. Look, one dribble, I'm getting to my spot. One dribble, power to the rim. All of these are pull-ups. All of these are middies. You can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, he's very efficient, and because he scores so effortlessly, right? He's very efficient. That's why, man, I wish that like he had stayed in OKC his entire career, man. Let them put the type of players around him that can, that can help him win championships, man. Kevin Durant is very efficient. That's evident by the fact that, like Lou Williams just said, he don't work hard for his shot. And that's what made Kevin Durant just so dangerous, man. As far as being like one of the greatest in the history, far as like, I don't know. I don't really want to feed into that or address that. I just think that it's about winning, because some people could look at it like he didn't maximize his, he wasn't able to maximize his talents the way, people thought he should have been able to. So you could look at it both ways, but that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, check y'all out in the next episode. Peace.